they're happy to see you.
Hello, Wussy Mag. My name is Brigitte Bidet, and today I'm sitting here with
Chris Harder.
Why don't you tell the viewers at home what it is that you do?
Well, I do a lot of things, Brigitte. I'm a burlesque performer in New York. I also work as an adult film actor. You might have seen me in Homewreckers, parts 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah,
Do your parents know?
They do.
How
I
do
did.
they feel?
I mean, I think they're happy that I get to travel, and that I'm not dead yet. And
But they've never watched, right?
no, my
Good.
porn?
I mean, I
What,
don't know.
Is that what happens in the South?
Do you
No.
share your art with your family?
No, I perform burlesque. My mom has come to some of my burlesque shows. So
Are you versatile?
yeah, I think, in my personal life especially, I'm versatile. On camera, I usually get cast as the submissive. But, I embrace it.
Did they ever write a whole porn about somebody?
Oh yeah, definitely. I actually was the central character in Homewreckers, which is essentially about a guy who just lured straight men, into his bed.
Sweet.
I know, right? It was
Yeah,
very
very
honest.
relatable to a viewer.
Yeah, all this. Are
Because
you
we've all
having
been there.
flashbacks right now?
Or desires. Can you please give us a burlesque transition into you wearing less clothes?
Yeah. So imagine that I'm wearing an incredibly detailed ripaway costume and that's an H&M t-shirt.
Oh my god! That was so well
Wasn't that
crafted.
so dramatic and well choreographed?
Do they do it like drag queens with tearaways and?
I went to school to be a costumer many years ago, and then I got into acting, and then I became a stripper, and then a burlesque performer, and then I started doing porn, and now the circle just keeps repeating itself
Oh,
over
wow.
and over and over
It's
again.
informed your whole career.
I know, right? But I make a lot of my clothes breakaway. I really like the costuming aspect of it. It's fun for me.
If you had to perform one of your numbers for the rest of your life, what song would it be and what is the costume?
So there's a number that I do that's a rhinestone cowboy number, and it's kind of like Brokeback Mountain the musical. And it's a big, sparkly cowboy costume with a pony that I ride, and then I spray beer all over myself. And then I brand myself with a fake cattle prod, and then my G-string lights up at the very end. Pow.
And then blackout.
And then blackout. There's a jump split in it.
Oh my
Jump
gosh.
split and beer spray always gets an audience applause.
So, who is your biggest inspiration for yourself as a burlesque performer?
I think a lot of the women I work with are actually huge inspirations for me. Burlesque is kind of a niche within a niche, and really, we're guests at this female, form of performance. There's wonderful performers like Julie Ellis Muse, Dirty Martini, world famous Bob, who were, big names in the emergence of the burlesque scene.
Do you think that your image as a burlesque and adult star can help influence people to make changes in their community?
I guess I hope that people would see me as a sex positive person, which doesn't mean that I don't have a lot to learn or that I, being in these atmospheres constantly makes me reevaluate what I think about sex and the expression of it and sexuality. And I've worked with cisgendered men, trans men. I think what's great about burlesque is that people can learn how to entertain with their bodies in ways that they didn't think were possible and in ways that they thought they didn't fit in, So hopefully that people can understand that they can begin to create the art that they want to be part of.
Do you have a sense of humor while you're on set?
I do. I feel like it's so important. I mean, just in general, to have a sense of humor with sex, because it is funny.
Have you ever been
Especially gay
elbow
sex.
deep in front of someone and y'all just have this connection and laughter?
I mean, I've never been elbow.
You just
I
make
think
each other laugh.
do
and laugh.
whatever makes you happy, but I've never been elbow deep on set. The sex that you have on the day of a set is kind of predicated by what you do the day before. So, don't go to Chipotle the night before your scene.
I'm sure Chipotle wouldn't appreciate
I'm
you
sorry,
saying that.
Chipotle. I go to you
There are
after the
other
scene, not
options.
before. There's other options.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, I've read some interviews of guys where they're like, a week before my scene, I started. I'm like, whoa,
Okay.
no.
The worst thing that could happen in a scene would be
You know, like a guy. Really, the worst thing that could happen for a scene is that it would get canceled and then no one gets paid. And that is kind of.
this is an industry after all.
Right. We're all adults. We all make adult decisions. So, you know, take care of yourselves, take care of your bodies. And for everyone, that means something completely different. But, you know.
What's your dream scene?
My dream scene?
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to do something on a resort so that I would get paid to go to an island and tan.
Mix business with pleasure.
And eat pineapple.
Work
and do
hard,
like
play hard.
some kind of like spit roast gangbang. That would be my ultimate.
Where you're like the pig with the pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Right?
well, you're a writer, so make it
I
happen.
am.
Just
I'm gonna write
pitch
that
it.
scene. But, you know, that's what's interesting too about shooting porn is, you know, there's a sense of performance behind it, and when you're in your bedroom or I don't know the backseat of a car somewhere, you know, you're not necessarily focusing on the camera because it's not there. Like you're more relaxed. So, you know, you'd
Are
be
there-
surprised what you can accomplish in the bedroom.
If you were a sexual position, what
Doggy
one?
style, always
Really?
doggy style.
Like, where, never
Whoa.
mind. I want to see you act.
What? Like,
Like, act happy. Act sad. Act horny. Yay! I knew that was going to happen if I did. Any big shows coming up that you can
I have really
plug?
big shows coming up.
What is that?
I'm doing a second play that I wrote that has burlesque and drag performances in it, and it's called Nasty Drew and That Harder Boy: The Case of the Peep Show Phantom.
Work!
And it's a parody of the Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys series.
Mhm.
It takes place in New York in the 70s in sleazy Times Square in a peep show. It's full of mystery.
Where will this be?
This is at the Laurie Beachman Theater in New York. And if you go to nastyhardermystery.com, you can read all about it.
Well, on behalf of Wussy and everyone that lives on planet Earth, I would like to thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
How do we follow you past this moment?
Past this moment, you can follow me at Harder Burlesque on Twitter or Instagram and Chris Harder on Facebook.
Well, until next time, my name is Brigitte Bidet, and this is
Chris Harder.